What's up, Freakin Fitness fam? Coach Anthony here, about to get my lifting session in. Well, specifically the snatch. But first, let me get this warm up in. Well, first things first, we all know, well, let's not say we all know. We should all know that the best way to get started is with movement, right? You don't want to just go into a static stretch or a heavy barbell or just start lifting. So I'll start with a shorter, higher intensity warm up, but again with dynamic movement of just about 5 minutes. You know, if it's further through the week, I'm a little bit more beat up, I'll do a longer warm up, closer to 10 minutes, but at lower intensity. Through stage one, as you can see, hey, don't mind my bald head, but as you can see, we're already sweating, body's starting to warm up, right? You start to feel a little loose, so now we stretch. As I kind of like briefly went over before, you don't want to stretch when your body's tight, when you haven't really worked out in a couple days, so best way is to warm up dynamically. I'm already sweating, so now a little stretch sesh. So team, you want to kind of hold each stretch. I usually do it by feel. Best way to do it is by feel, in my opinion. But everyone's different. If you are the type of person that doesn't really like to stretch, I would suggest to give yourself a timer, just because you could find yourself kind of moving way too fast through the stretch. And in order for a stretch to be effective, I personally feel, obviously everyone has their own personal opinion, I personally feel you have to hold it for at least a minute. At least a minute in each stretch for you to actually feel that you're loosening up. Just kind of work through the ranges of motion your body would naturally want to work through when you are performing a movement, right? So don't let your knees come inside like so. You want to push them out, you know, right? Use the proper mechanics so your body already starts to loosen up properly. Now another kind of highlight here is that everyone's different, right? You guys know that some of you guys suffer from tighter lower backs, tighter hips, you know, maybe pre-existing injuries where you guys would have to commit a little bit more time or maybe more stretches to that specific area. So obviously do that. You know, I feel like sometimes you guys kind of like question things that are like pretty, like you can answer it yourself, right? If you're like waking up in the morning, your knee's bothering you, it's real tender, do something about it. It's like, hey coach, my knee's bothering me. All right, yeah, okay. Can you give me a different movement to do? Sure, no problem, that's my job, right? But what's your job? Your job is to make sure you guys are getting into the gym a little earlier. Maybe adding one of these things, which is that dynamic warm up and then stretching, right? How long does it take? 15 minutes? 15 minutes to make sure you guys don't hurt yourself. You know, you gotta take it upon yourself. Well, different sides, right? You guys have a right and a left side. In my case, I have tighter hips on the right side, so I would spend more time stretching on that side. You know, that's another thing. Knowing parts of your body that are tight, sore, beat up, that you've hurt before and have to mobilize a little better. But also knowing your tighter and weaker sides, because obviously we all have longer, shorter limbs, stronger, weaker arms, and same thing with your legs. And then also if you don't get an adjustment regularly. Regularly speaking is what? What do you think, coach? Regular adjustments? Monthly. Okay, so he says monthly. I personally say every quarter. Every quarter would work, but yeah, most of you guys haven't been adjusted in years, so that's another thing. You guys start to have imbalances, right, which causes your body to work harder on one side than the other, right? So that's what stretching is for, mobilizing, all that stuff. Get adjusted, guys. Freak. What the freaking freak? All right, feeling good, feeling nice and loose, got my stretch in. All right, now time to work with the barbell. Best way to start, activation, getting your body kind of ready for the work, for the barbell, is with an empty barbell. If you can move, and this is something I heard from my USA weightlifting cert, if you can move an empty barbell the way you move a heavy barbell, you know that your technique is pretty good. If you can actually move an empty barbell the way you would move a 300-pound snatch, let's say a max effort, then you know that your technique's on point. You've done what you had to do, right? So let's get that going. Not saying I'm gonna do that, but it's a couple high hang shrugs. Typically I like to work from the hang, and I say typically because I'm a lazy lifter. Lazy lifter in the sense that I don't really like to go to the bottom right off rip. You know, I like to start here at the high hang position, kind of work the hinge, the lengthening of the hamstrings and keeping the bar close, the engagement of the core, the barbell sweep, which a lot of us forget to talk about when we coach this movement. Barbell sweep is just pretty much using your lats in activation, so when you go down, your hamstrings are not just taking that weight, right? You're actually using your entire body to kind of squeeze that bar into you. You're pulling the bar into your quads or into your hips, right, as you lengthen the hamstrings. That's your barbell sweep, right? Pulling the bar into you, right? So if someone were to try to pull my arms away, they would not be able to, right? So that's your barbell sweep. Right, after I go from high hang to my hanging position, now I will start to work the legs handing off to the upper body, right? How do we do that? We hinge, we do the same thing we just did, and now we work the timing of an extension, or of the extension. When do you want to extend? When you have brought, or when you're bringing your chest behind the barbell, right? So from this position, your bar is coming forward, extension, and that's your high pull, legs handing off to the upper body. Timing here, guys, is crucial. Why? Because you start to pull early, you're gonna lose power. Biggest, strongest muscles in your upper body are... What the hell did I just say? Biggest, strongest muscles in your upper body. I messed that one up. Biggest, strongest muscles in your body are your legs. Legs, use your legs. You guys start to bend your arms early, arms take away from your legs, right? So that's why that little drill is pretty important. Today we're gonna go for a heavy double into a heavy single. I program for myself. Judge me if you want, I don't care. It's personal programming because it's based on a monthly cycle. The monthly cycle is either triples, doubles, or singles. Right now I'm in a double cycle for the month, which means that I'm just trying to get heavier and heavier every week, right? So every week I'm trying to hit a heavier double, right? If last week I hit a 115 double, I'm trying to hit 116 this week. And that just kind of creates like an upward effect and increasing the weight every week just by a little bit. And if I don't hit it, I don't hit it. But yeah, double into single today.
Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option. Exhausted, this passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it, nah, you cannot stop it. I had to switch up the flow, show you the way that it go. God is good, but his life is hard. But it gets better when you grind it smart. I'm just really trying to leave a mark. We tired of being who they say we are. That's the baton, we gon' take it far. I was don't fake it all. 9 to 5, just making enough to survive. Only living on the weekends. You really thinking that's why I'm alive? Listen, not do the things deep inside of me. This life, it continues with fighting me, but I don't have quitting inside of me. I will not jump in these boxes they throw at me. Talking to God and there's so much he's showing me. Shaping me, growing me, taking me sowing seeds. A growing tree, y'all get a load of me. Yeah, don't let them slow on me. I get the bag like a grocery. I'm on my grind like I'm supposed to be. And I do not care if you notice me. Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option. passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it. This isn't a robbery. Hands in the sky if you got a dream. Or nothing was blocking me. I was the problem, the only one stopping me. I didn't like it, I had to refocus. Now I'm devoted, I know where I'm going. Controlling emotions, I'm owning the moment. In order to get it, see, you gotta want it. This type of flow make a living break. Confessions over these 808s. Don't sleep on the key, better stay away. I mean, for heaven's sake, I'ma be the best. Came from the endless, I ain't with the games.
Super excited, was able to hit the 110 double. That's 242 in pounds for you guys that don't know kilos. Pretty successful Monday, I would say. A good start to the week. Just wanted to kind of give you guys what I feel are the most beneficial tips to a heavy snatch day or prepping and priming yourself for a heavy snatch day. Tip number one, dynamic movement, getting your heart rate up, loosening up your body. Tip number two, getting a feel for the barbell, incorporating the technique with a lighter, if not empty barbell, so that you're getting a good feel for all the points of performance that are needed to eliminate any faulty habits or any compensations. Third and final tip is be patient in what kind of weights you're adding to the barbell, so that you're able to go, and this is specifically for the snatch and the clean, you're able to go from a muscle catch, which is a muscle snatch, muscle clean, into then catching the bar a little lower as that bar gets heavier and heavier. You go from your muscle into your power, then you go into your last resort, which obviously as the weight goes up, you have to get lower and lower under the barbell, which is your full squat snatch or squat clean. Last but not least, guys, the last thing I want to leave you guys with is just like the cherry on top, accessory work. What you do as accessory work post lifting session also is very beneficial. This is where you guys kind of like strengthen the smaller muscle groups that you guys typically won't work on, just because I feel like stabilizers, those smaller muscles around the bigger muscles are so important when it comes to stability work. Being able to catch the barbell, heavy barbell over your head and stand it up out of your squat, or even stabilizing a jerk when you guys jerk it overhead. So definitely accessory work is a very, very, very important factor to you guys building strength and getting stronger at your Olympic lifts. If you guys liked the video, please subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, because I always post my training sessions, all the amazing stuff we kind of like highlighted here in this video today. My Instagram is coach_Anthony_fitness. Very hard to forget, just obviously add the underscores. But yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Incorporate it. If you have any questions, guys, feel free to reach out, whether it's here at our Freakin Pines Instagram or reach out to me personally. All right, team, see you guys in the gym.